From the dysfunctional DC Entertainment universe to the controversial recasting of Ezra Miller as the Flash, we're about to uncover the real reason behind the new Flash movie's epic flop. So it seems like DC Films can't catch a break, can they? The Flash is about to sprint its way to the box office, but it's looking like a one-way ticket to disappointment. Fury of the Gods stumbled heavily at the box office, earning a mere $133.4 million worldwide, the lowest in DCEU history. It's a supersized flop, but the drama doesn't stop there. Remember the messy release of Black Adam in November 2022? While it grossed $391.3 million globally, conflicting reports, and even Dwayne Johnson himself questioned its profitability. Here's the kicker. Black Adam carried an astonishing $260 million production budget, leaving Warner Bros. Struggling to turn a profit. Money talks, and it seems like Warner Bros. Might be whispering help at this point. Brace yourselves for some disappointing news, because it's not looking too bright for our Crimson Speedster 2. According to The Hollywood Reporter, The Flash is tracking for a lackluster $70 million domestic opening weekend. Hold on, didn't Justice League earn $93 million back in 2017? And that movie was a major letdown. Can you say ouch louder, please? But hey, wait a minute, Box Office Pro has a different story to tell. They were predicting The Flash to earn between $115 to $140 million during its opening weekend. Talk about a discrepancy. Can we get a referee in here? This difference in predictions has Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav sweating bullets. Poor guy, he thought he had this in the bag. The studio was counting on the Father's Day weekend to bring in the masses. You know, all those superhero-loving dads out there. They must be expecting a tidal wave of fans after the overwhelming praise The Flash has received. Tom Cruise and DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn are essentially worshipping this movie, calling it one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Well, that aged well. Marvel Studios, on the other hand, has been dancing circles around DC. They've had their fair share of hits and misses, but they always manage to bounce back. Take Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, for example. Fans weren't too thrilled when it hit theaters, and it ended up grossing the lowest worldwide total among the franchise's 3 films. But still, Ant-Man had a budget of $200 million and ended up bagging $225 million globally, while The Flash had a budget of $220 million. But with the reshoots they did, the budget crossed over $300 million. The film's global earnings fell short, reaching only $139 million, while its domestic debut amounted to a mere $55 million in the first week. It's like DC has found more success with their Elseworld stories, you know? Those movies like Joker and the Batman that take on a darker, grittier tone. But the DCEU, well, it's a bit of a lost cause. It's like they threw their hands in the air and said, "Save us, James Gunn." That's right, folks. Gunn has been appointed as the savior to bring DC on par with the mighty MCU. No pressure, James. Then we have the scandalous affair surrounding Ezra Miller. Hold on to your capes because it's about to get juicy. This lead actor has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Arrested multiple times since the movie was shot. Oh, the drama! From obstructing a highway to disorderly conduct at a karaoke bar, Miller sure knows how to make a scene. But there's more. They even faced felony burglary charges for allegedly stealing alcohol from an unoccupied residence. Talk about a wild ride. Let's dive into the timeline of Miller's wild behavior on and off set. So, it all started back in the fall of 2019 while Miller was filming the feminist thriller Asking for It. Crew members couldn't believe their eyes as they saw the Flash star roaming around in long robes, capes, and even a freaking unicorn head. And get this, it was scorching hot outside. That's not all. Miller's mental state seemed scattered, raising some serious concerns among the production team. A few months later, while shooting the limited series The Stand, the Wallflower actor went full-on insane. An insider source spilled the tea about their incessant screeching, spitting, and constant interruptions. Can you imagine trying to work in that chaotic environment? No wonder it was uncomfortable and unsafe. Method acting gone wrong, folks. Now let's fast forward to February and March 2020, when Miller decided to host a gathering at an Airbnb in Iceland. Here's the kicker. It turned into some creepy commune situation. Guests felt like they were under some kind of spell, listening to Miller's never-ending speeches about spirituality and claiming they had supernatural powers. And it was reported that their spiritual advisor even mutilated their finger during a ritual ceremony. Seriously, what on earth was going on in that Airbnb? In April 2020, a video went viral showing Miller allegedly choking a woman outside a bar in Iceland. She described the incident as starting off as playful banter, but quickly escalating into a terrifying ordeal where Miller choked her and screamed in her face. I mean, who does that? The woman reported it to the police, but nothing came of it. Unbelievable. But the madness doesn't stop there. At a small hotel in Iceland, Miller's unpredictable mood swings and psychological abuse were recounted by a young woman who spent 6 days with them. She described the experience as resembling a cult, with Miller obsessing over breeding. Talk about disturbing. And if you thought that was it, think again. In March and April 2022, Miller faced legal trouble in Hawaii. They got arrested multiple times for obstructing a highway, disorderly conduct, and assault. I guess they were trying to be the Flash in real life, but it didn't quite work out for them. Miller faced more legal trouble, this time in Vermont. They got charged with felony burglary for stealing alcohol from an empty house, and the authorities had to intervene and remove 3 young children from their home because of concerns about unsecured guns. Can you say hot mess? After all the chaos, Miller released a statement in August 2022. The Flash actor admitted their mental health issues and vowed to seek treatment and make amends. About time, right? But what's even crazier is that the Flash movie kept going despite the scandals. They even released the trailer during the Super Bowl in February 2023, making a grand comeback. And guess what? Early reactions were positive. Critics even praised Miller's dedication to the role and the movie's emotional depth. Finally, in June 2023, Miller made their long-awaited appearance at the Los Angeles premiere of The Flash. It was their first high-profile industry event in almost 2 years. They expressed gratitude to the film's cast and crew and thanked those who supported them through the crazy journey. Despite all the insanity, people were actually looking forward to their performance and the movie itself. Can you believe it? But to most people, this whole situation felt like a strong sense of déjà vu, reminiscent of the Amber Heard and Aquaman controversy. DCEU definitely knows how to cast their characters. Fans of DC went ballistic, flooding the comments section of the Flash trailer and Twitter with their disappointment. They said they won't support the movie because of Ezra, even though they were stoked about Michael Keaton reprising his role as Batman. DC fans really went through a whirlwind of conflicting emotions with this one. After years of delay, the Flash movie finally hit the screens on June 16, 2023. Let's just say that the reviews are all over the place. Some folks are being quite generous with their ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. Many found watching one Ezra on set as the Flash insufferable, but it became downright excruciating with 2 Barry Allens in the movie. Apparently, they only sat through the scenes that had other characters like Wonder Woman, Batman, and Supergirl in them. Quite a slap on the face, isn't it? Let's talk about that CGI disaster. People are straight up roasting it, claiming it's on par with PS2 graphics. Seriously, what were the directors thinking? The CGI was all over the place, and it seems like they wanted it that way, as if they can't even defend their own blunders. In an interview with Gizmodo, director Andy Muschietti had the audacity to say they intended it to look unrealistic. He explained that they wanted everything to be distorted, like we're in Barry's trippy POV. It's as if he thinks he's some abstract artist mopping black paint on a canvas and shoving it down our throats, claiming it's beyond our peasant understanding. Give me a break. In the end, one major reason for the massive downfall of this new Flash movie is none other than its leading star, Ezra Miller. They single-handedly dragged it down from the moment people started talking. It's a shame because the marketing and PR for this film were top-notch. You could also call it a love letter to Ezra's performance in The Flash. But let's face it, with this kind of a flop, will DC recast someone else as The Flash? Only time will tell. So, from the controversial recasting of Ezra Miller as The Flash to the overall dysfunctional state of the DCEU, these are all the reasons The Flash movie flopped at the box office.